Now, if we agree that words are the building blocks of a language, that is, it is with words that we make sentences, and sentences in turn giving us meaning. If we agree that words are the building blocks of a language, the next thing we should know is that all words are not the same. All words are not the same. The examples I gave earlier on, when I gave the examples, you discover that some words belong to a particular part of speech, others do not belong to that part of speech. And for that reason, in a sentence, there are some part of speech that can only come in a particular position. For example, I told you that the man is a noun phrase. Man is a noun. And the noun phrase or a noun must be the subject of the sentence. The position a noun phrase must occupy is the subject of a sentence. The verb cannot become the subject of what? Of the sentence. Do you understand? So the subject of a sentence cannot be made up of a verb, as I have shown you earlier. Now, if that is the case, it therefore means that only some part of speech, some kind of words, can only fill in certain position. It is only certain words of certain categories that can take the particular position in a sentence. Let us list some words. We have different parts of speech, which is also known as class category. I think we have 8 or 9. Let us look at certain words. Naturally, when you look at these words on your screen and you are asked to label them, you would say that these are nouns, right? You will say these are pronouns. You will say these are what? Verbs, right? And you will say these are what? Adverbs. You might likely say this one is what? An adjective. What? An adjective, an adverb, verbs. You will say these are nouns, these are pronouns. Why would you say that? It is simply because when you make your sentences, if you use this word to make sentences, you will discover that some of these words can only fall into certain positions. They can only fall into what? They can only fall into certain positions. So, why did we decide to group these words? You would discover that the list of words that are basically listed fall into two broad categories. Fall into two what? Two broad categories. They fall into two what? Two categories. Let us look at them. There are those that are called the content word, and there are those that are called the function words. There are those that are called the content words, and there are those that are called what? The function words. Let's see. We discover that the parts of speech, also known as class category, are of various kinds. I just gave you a few examples, like nouns, the pronouns, the verbs, the adverbs, and as well as adjectives. We have the preposition, we have the conjuncts, we have the articles, name them. We have them. I think they are about 8 or 9. These are the parts of speech. So words generally have their own groupings. They are grouped accordingly. Words are not just words. They have their own grouping. And in every sentence, they know their position. There are certain positions where words can occur. They can't just occur anyhow. And that is the reason why we have a structured language. They have a pattern that it follows. So words do not just occur anyhow in a sentence. These words that we see, they have different groups. They are grouped into different areas. So we call the two groupings that we have are 1, the content words, and 2, the function words. All the parts of speech that we have are grouped into these two categories. They are grouped into what? These two areas. Now let us see the content words and then the function words. If we say content words, what do they mean? What parts of speech fall under content words, and what part of speech fall under function words? And when we talk of content words, we mean words that have meaning. We mean morphemes that have meaning. Alright? For example, if we have the word man, we have the word cockroach, we have the word motorbike, happy. These are content words. Okay? In other words, they have meaning. And another name for content words are open class category. Open class category. They are referred to what? As open class category. Why are they called open class category? If you look, words are formed every day. Words are formed every day. And if you have a new word that is generally used by, let's say, 80 persons, you discover that that word might end up entering into the dictionary. It might do what? It might naturally go into the dictionary. Once it enters the dictionary, that word becomes standard. It becomes what? Standardized. So they call it open class because it is open. For ages to come, this class will keep accommodating. This class will keep accommodating new words. It will do what? It will keep accommodating new words. Then functional words, otherwise known as grammatical morphemes. Functional words, otherwise known as grammatical morphemes, have little or no meaning on their own. They have little or no meaning on their own, but which they show grammatical relationships. They show what? Grammatical relationship. An example is with, but, the, this, can, who, me. They are also known as closed class item. They are also known as what? Closed class item. Why are they closed? You discover that these functional or grammatical morphemes, these closed class items, are very few. They are what? They are very few. You can close your eyes and mention all of them. You can close your eyes and tell us all the pronouns. You can close your eyes and tell us the article that we have in English language. You tell us it's article a, and the. You see how few they are? You can tell us all the conjunctions that we have in English language. That is why we say they are closed. However, you cannot mention every word that we have in the open class category. The content words, you cannot mention all the words there because new words spring up every now and then. New words do what? They spring up every now and then. So a part of speech is divided into two parts: the content words and then the function words. I'm just going to give you a few lists under them, but I'll give you more explanation in the course of the class. And now you see them. For content words, we have the noun, we have the adjectives, we have the adverbs, and then we have the verbs, the main verbs. For function words, we have the pronoun, we have the conjunction, we have article, and then we have preposition. Can you name all the nouns we have in English language? The answer is no. Can we list all the adjectives we have in English language? The answer is no. How about adverbs? The answer is no. Verbs? The answer is no. We cannot list everything. So that's why they are called open class category. Open class category or open class items, because they are open. Every day we form new words, and once the word is used by 80% of the population or more, that word once it enters the dictionary, it becomes standardized. We can mention the old pronouns that we have. We can mention the old conjunction. We can mention the whole article in English language. And then, of course, we can mention the whole prepositions. So the content words are noun, adjective, adverbs, and verb, while the function words are pronoun, conjunction, article, and preposition. And of course, I explained to you that they are called content word lexical morphemes because they have meaning. Because they do what? Because they have meaning. While grammatical morphemes, that is the function words, are free morphemes which have little or no meaning. They have what? Little or no meaning on their own, but which shows grammatical relationship. For example, if I say the boy and the girl, shows that what? The boy and the girl, and there shows a relationship between the boy and the girl. So these are words. Now let us take it a step further.